All right, good productive day, man. Saw a lot of good, a lot of bad. Man, Brandon Hayes and Latrell Jones continue to impress on the deep ball. They've had several, it's not a day gone by where we hadn't hit a deep ball or two to them. Saw some good deep balls right there from all three quarterbacks to those guys. Jalen May's a young man that continues to improve. Ray Ladner's had a great camp at tight end. Swayze Bozeman continues to get his hand on the ball. Tyler Knight's a young man. We run counter early and just gets blown up by John Bolding. He jumps up and he's playing the next play. You know what I mean? Because that's what all us little guys have to do. You know what I mean? We got to be that way and play with a chip on our shoulder. Saw Michael Caraway make some plays today. Saw him make a play on a deep ball versus Frog, which is very rare that happens. D-line continues to progress, and O-line does too. Got some great special teams work today with our punt and punt return. That'll be fun to watch competitively. And got another big day tomorrow. We're going full gear tomorrow, and we'll tackle a little bit again tomorrow. So we're looking forward to that.
Coach, could you talk about your gap scheme run game early in the day? Your thoughts on that?
Yeah. I think we've much improved. We finished the year good with that stuff. Our last two games, we really ran the ball well with our gap schemes. And I think Coach Greg being here, we've taken another step forward with our O-line. And it's been something that's been good. Kenyon Clay's a young back that's going to be a really special player here before he's done. That could happen sooner rather than later. We don't know because we got some good. A guy I don't talk about a lot that's probably had as good a fall camp. Probably you could argue he's been the best player on the team. Two guys, Frank Gore and Jay Stanley. Frank Gore's been phenomenal every day, and so is Jay Stanley. And it's almost like you forget to talk about them because they're just good. They're really good players, and they both had good camps. But yeah, I thought we hit a few gap runs today, and thought our inside period was really physical and good. And we got to continue to move in that direction. You're right.
Well, I know at the end here you guys are running hurry up, but as far as the rest of the time, how closely does the pace that you're running resemble what you'd like to see on Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's been good. David, I think that's one thing we've really tried to get better at. The defense has to set the standard of practice. The offense has to set the tempo and pace. And I think both groups have gotten better in that. We had one issue today where we touched the quarterback again, which ain't the standard. But I think our pace and our tempo is getting better, and we're getting better at that. And I think we'll be able to play much faster than we were last year.
How do you go about teaching them?
You just got to do it. You know what I mean? You got to do it. The only way to do it is to do it. And you're in our practice every day. There's never a dull moment. So it's just kind of what we do.
You mentioned Latrell Jones, but receivers made some really good catches today. It feels like there's been a big improvement compared to last spring.
Yeah, our guys returning have all had a great offseason with Coach Anklar and have gotten better. They know the system, and then we've had some young guys that have grown, and then we added two really good freshmen and the number one junior college player in America in Frog. So, you had Frog and Ty Mims and Davis Dalton to that mix, and everybody's a year older and better. And we got a lot of depth right there, and we should. We're Southern Miss, we're in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and we hired Desmond Lindsay. So, it's just we'll be talented at wideout for a long time.
You're a week into of fall camp. What's the biggest change you've seen from this Friday from last Friday?
I guess we know a little more about physicalness, because we hadn't practiced in pads, so we know a little more about that. I don't know if there's been a ton of surprises, Dima, from what we thought, because our kids have been with us all spring. We just got to keep going and keep getting more reps with these young guys as we get closer to game week, because young people, reps matter. We all learn through reps. I'm a better father today than I was when I first had my kids because I've had a lot of reps at it. And, we're better today than we were last Friday with our young kids just because of the cumulative effect of work. Go ahead. You go ahead.
Is there a certain point in practice where eventually Tykees just starts getting all the reps, or are you still going to try to balance?
No. He goes with the ones pretty exclusively. He earned that right with spring ball. We announced, him the starter right after spring ball or right towards the end. He earned that right, and, until he gives it up, that'll be his. So, Zach and Trey are splitting the twos, and Zach gets some with the threes as well, and he continues to grow and shows flashes every day of the talent he has.
Now, Coach, you spoke on Frank Gore, and then you got into Clay, and then just some of the other guys in the running back room like Rashad and Dean. Could you just talk about just that run game in itself and, what are maybe just some of the sets or something, or I'm just saying, the surprising parts of the run game that could be used this year?
Yeah, so Dean's had a great fall camp. Boogie probably had his best day yesterday. That's Rashard. They're all talented. Rambo's a young man at Superback that can really do some things. CP's continuing to progress coming off his injury. So we got talent back there, and we'll play the best players. I think Frank has been the best one of the bunch, clear cut through the first few days. But I think Janari has had phenomenal moments. He's been pretty consistent. Kenyon shows flashes of brilliance. And then I think Boogie maybe had a dip right there for a few days, but then had his best day yesterday. So we got good talent right there.
Coach, you talked about Swayze Bozeman in the beginning. Can you talk about his progression as well as some of the other linebackers this camp?
Yeah, so Swayze's an old hand. Has had a ton of reps. He knows how to play. The big thing with him is making sure he gets enough reps to keep his blade sharp, but not so much that it's overkill, because he's played a lot of football. Santrell's the same way. TQ and Dalen Gill. We got 4 really good linebackers right there that we're rolling, and they can all really play. And then we got a lot of depth at Jack. Josh Carr probably had his best day yesterday. Avery Hobbs is consistent as everything. Jaleel Clements has shown flashes of dominance. And then you got Tyrese Hopkins coming on right there, and then Dominic Quigwan is just a physical specimen that's a force in the kick game. So we got a lot of depth right there too. We get the pass rush situations. We should be able to use a lot of variety.
Well, you talked a little bit about Brandon Hayes a lot.
Yeah.
This week, what's he like? How has he progressed from a mental standpoint?
Oh God, light years, like the difference in a 3-year-old and a 25-year-old. You know what I mean? And Brandon will tell you that. Man, he's just a mature individual. I would like to say he's a microcosm of what this program can do for young men. He comes in, he's a little bit immature, he doesn't handle adversity very well, he handles failure very poorly, and now he handles it and understands that as long as I keep consistently making good decisions over time, eventually I'll reap a harvest for that. And I don't reap it when I want it, I reap it eventually when the Lord wants me to have it. And man, he just keeps bringing it every day. And I'm as proud of him as any kid I've ever coached, and I think he's fixing to have a great end to his career here at Southern Miss.